Tuesday afternoon, Daily Dirt. Hope we're good, hope we're subscribed, hope we're nice. I certainly am. Feeling good. The back of the week has been broken, as we know. Tuesday afternoon, you have done the hardest part of the week. Congratulations. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your time. We're going to get there. Culture. Something I've been speaking about a lot with my sister, who's been visiting from England, and her husband, who I really get on with, and their daughters, my nieces, and they've both been to Australia, but a bit younger, and now they've come over a bit more mature, I guess, 42, with this new outlook, I guess. You know, when you're 20 travelling around Australia, you're probably on a bit of a mad one, aren't you? Just want to get pissed and party and all that. You don't really see any of the real culture. And they asked me a lot about what we thought of it and the differences in it, in England to Australia. And different places in England even we were speaking about, different cultures, and how the culture of England and Australia are not set in stone. They are always changing. I don't know whether that's why it's called culture. You know, like yogurt is a culture, isn't it? And it's always evolving and growing. You know, societal culture is always changing. Some people really don't like that. Some people have a firm opinion that the culture of a country shall stay the same, and it is what it is. No one can come and change it. You're fighting a losing battle. People are constantly changing. New people are coming in and out of all different places in the world, and I'm definitely not going to get into like globalization or pollinating races with different all of that. Nothing about that. I'm on about what is it like to walk down your local road into your pub, have a meal, blah blah blah. It's always changing. But I feel like until I lived in a different country, Australia in my situation, I didn't really understand what it meant. And part of that might be age. You know, I left England when I was 29. But a big part of it is not only moving to another country, but inserting myself into another country's society. And until you do that, you've got a bit of a narrower view on what culture really is. You know where you come from, you know what you like, you know who your mates are, you know who your family are, who your teachers are. You know, you grow up, you know people in your town or whatever, and you might move cities and slightly different. But I think until you actually move to a different country, and that could just be like Wales from England, or Scotland from England, or Ireland, or wherever, France, America, you pick the country. You don't really have a full outlook. And you will never get a full outlook, but you don't have this set of eyes on what it actually means to be from a certain place and what a certain place has that other places don't have. And it's actually impossible to put into words, because the things that I struggle with, like homesick wise, I can't really explain. It's a feeling. It's a real feeling that it's not, I can't put it on paper what it is. It's just being there, and something about the place that I'm from is huge. It's huge. And for part of my time in Australia, I was sort of really in denial about that, and I was just, all my eggs were in the Australia basket. And now I'm a little bit more like, I realise that everywhere has something to offer. You know, within reason, obviously. Everywhere has something to teach you. My sister's now travelling down to Melbourne and is going to Japan from here with their kids, and they've been to Bangkok before this, and the lessons that their kids are getting taught and that they're getting taught just about the world is so valuable. And I've sort of realised that travelling is such a huge part of life that I always took for granted, because I got to travel with rugby a little bit, but I never really cared, never really looked at what was going on. It was always just fly in, play a game, get pissed, fly home. Whereas now I'm like, oh, what interesting places can I travel to? What can I show myself and the kids that I don't see where I live at the minute? I guess just a lot more open-minded. So I also started a new book yesterday that I got for my birthday called Your Brain and Art. And it's basically about how important art is to the human brain. And basically people who aren't open to, they call it aesthetics, so the way things look, sound, smell, taste, you're actually a lot more unhealthy if you're not open to them, if you don't find beauty in nature. I don't know anyone really who doesn't find beauty in nature and artwork and colours and taste. Surely everyone loves all that. Look at this lighting, wow, blinding. But it's a great book, and it's already explained to me how important the arts, I guess, are to me. Music especially, but also just looking at any form of artwork, from a 10-year-old's tag on a bin to like oil paintings by masters. I love looking at it. It gives me something that nothing else can. Just like listening to music can give me something that nothing else can. And I'd really recommend reading this book for anyone who's interested in that sort of thing. Because I've already found out that having art in hospitals, you know, the walls decorated or murals, makes people healthier and can actually like cure parts of illnesses, which is mad. And I think a lot of people would listen to that and go like, fuck off, no way. But it's actually been proven, which is crazy to me. I didn't know that until reading this book. So if you're into art, because I sometimes think people put art as this unimportant part of life, like a bit of a luxury of like, yeah, art's cool, but it's not real life, is it? You know, artists aren't real people. It's not a real career. And it is. It's one of the most real things in the world. So if anything, it's inspired me to just keep doing art when I feel like it, because sometimes I'm like, nah, there's more important things to do. Need to do this, need to do that. No, I actually need to do art because I get so much out of it, and other people get a lot out of it as well. Not out of my art, but out of other people's art, probably. You know, good artists, I guess. So keep creating if you're a creator. Keep travelling. And keep living a nice life that's relaxing and not mental, because the mental life sort of ends up with you in a bit of strife, I think. I think that's what I'm working out. The mental life just ends bad, unfortunately, for everyone. But bad can end up meaning good. So keep going, whatever you're doing. I'll see you tomorrow.